I'm always proving them wrong, and they're getting paid $12 an hour. I'm getting paid millions.
Now, when you have an opponent like Briggs...
One punch can change everything.
This is unbelievable. The atmosphere is palpable.
A single moment that turns champions into memories and underdogs into legends. No scorecards, no debates, just a brutal ending written in an instant. These are the knockouts that silenced crowds and left a mark that could never be erased. Because in boxing, it's never over until it is. Welcome back to Fight Story.
Yeah, I'm right now, I'm in my prime in my life. And the kid ain't ready, and he wasn't ready. And I'm just glad that I heard him.
Dempsey could hit harder. Dempsey could have a better chin. Dempsey could be quicker, whatever. But can you use them attributes? Can you use them against me?
Moses Itauma entered the ring with heavy expectations. At just 19 years old, the British prospect was being fast-tracked, and this was his first real step into the deep end. Across from him stood Dempsey McKean. The experienced Australian heavyweight had seen higher levels of competition and was determined to halt the young Phenom's rise.
You took that shot well. You probably haven't got a better chin. My chin hasn't been tested. People that get applauded for having good chins are just dummies. Like, why? Are you a punch bag? Do you know what I mean?
Early on, McKeen tried to use his size and reach to control the pace, but Itauma's speed and explosiveness quickly closed the gap.
Atalma comes in low, and he works that ball.
Itauma cracked McKeen with the heavy overhand left that stunned him badly.
He might be in trouble.
It's a very heavy fall.
A quick, savage follow-up sent McKeen crashing to the canvas.
But Atalma!
The referee waved it off without hesitation. It was explosive, it was violent, and it was the night Moses Itauma announced himself to the world.
I mean, that's what you get when you've got phenomenal natural talent coupled with unreal hard work and dedication. It was an unbelievable performance.
I need to get rid of him and get rid of him in good fashion.
That's something you can do?
100%.
He's our captain. We've put the faith in him that he can get 2 points from this. And that's why I've done that, because I believe in him.
It was Matchroom vs. Queenberry, the biggest rivalry in boxing. 5 fights, 1 night, under the Saudi Arabian lights. And in the middle of it all, Hamza Sheeraz vs. Ammo Williams, 2 unbeaten middleweights, 2 promoters at war, and a WBC final eliminator on the line.
That makes this victory even more sweet. I can taste it. And I know you're not into the senses and things like that because you're just here to win. You're just here to get the points win. I'm here to devour.
I know they rate Hamza Sheeraz, they've made him captain, but Ammo Williams, 16-0, full of energy and dynamite in his fists. He's ready to get the win on June 1st.
From the opening bell, the fight exploded.
Oh, left hand! Talk about nice and straight, that left hand right down the pipe. Another left hand, that buckled Williams. Oh, what a shot that was. Oh, man. Oh, he just got caught with the right hand, and this may be the moment.
By the 10th, Shiraz found a breakthrough. Shiraz dropped Williams with a brutal right hand just seconds before the bell.
Big shot. 7 from Hamza Shiraz.
When the 11th round began, Shiraz wasted no time. A vicious right sent Williams staggering again, and the referee stepped in.
How has Sheeraz ever made super welcome?
11 rounds of chaos, heart, and violence. Hamza Shiraz had survived the storm and now stood on the doorstep of a world title shot.
He's a right uppercut. He's a real problem for anybody. But there's still work to be done, Mike, I feel.
Ya sonó la campana, empezó la pelea, la gente alborotada no deja de gritar. Le van al Chololito, un chavo de Zapopan, orgullo tapatío y tiene que ganar.
Canelo Alvarez was the 20-year-old prodigy, already 33 wins, fighting under Golden Boy Promotions, and seen as Mexico's next great hope. Carlos Baldemir was the former lineal welterweight champion. At 39 years old, his best days were behind him.
So he wins his fights, he goes several years without losing, and Zab Judah elects to fight him for the welterweight title in New York because he thinks, who the hell is Carlos Baldemir? I've got nothing to worry about here.
Once the man who upset Zab Judah and challenged Floyd Mayweather, Baldemir now carried more name value than threat.
But is he ready for someone like Baldemir?
We're gonna find out. That's always the case with up-and-coming prodigies and gifted fighters. We gotta test them against guys that don't go down like Baldemir.
From the start, Canelo was sharper, faster, and more precise.
I'm really impressed.
Oh, nice right hand from Canelo. Nice left there from Canelo. Maybe his best punch of the fight.
Actually.
Todd Grisham alongside the Latin Snake.
Then, in round 6, Canelo landed a brutal left hook.
Might be ready to go. And he's gone. Canelo knocks out.
Baldemir hit the canvas hard, knocked out for the first time in his 17-year career. It wasn't just another win, it was a statement. Canelo Alvarez had officially arrived, and the boxing world had no choice but to take notice.
And there he is, Canelo Alvarez, knockout number 26, win number 34.
Lucian Bute is going to leave the comfort of Canada and go to Nottingham, England and fight Carl Froch there.
That's huge.
That's huge. I didn't think you'd ever have the balls to do that.
Carl Froch entered the ring with everything to prove. After losing to Andre Ward in the Super 6 final, questions swirled about whether his best days were behind him.
I don't want to put myself up there with Sugar Ray Leonard and Muhammad Ali and, you know, some of the top level fighters, but they all get beat and they all come back. I've been beat before and I'll come back stronger.
Lucian Bute was undefeated. The reigning IBF super middleweight champion, 30-0, and viewed by some as a fighter who had avoided the toughest battles in the division.
Well, this is what we want. We want big atmospheres, big stadiums, fights that are 50-50. And this is exactly what we got here tonight. This is unbelievable. The atmosphere is palpable.
From the opening bell, Froch fought like a man possessed.
He's going to have to do it early. That wild stuff there.
Trucks on the side of him anyway. Took a couple of left hands and then
Pop him again.
nice as he went to Froch.
His legs are gone. His legs are gone. He's hot.
All over the place.
There's still a minute and a half to go in.
Doesn't it again? He's hurt him. 3-punch combination fast out.
In the 5th, it ended brutally. Froch unleashed a vicious assault that left Bute defenseless, forcing the referee to wave it off.
Well, that's a very good question. There is a return clause. They can do it again.
Carl Froch wasn't just back, he was world champion once again.
You know, after the Andre Ward defeat, I was very, very deflated, to say the least. But, you know, things wasn't right out there. No excuses. I got beat by the better man on the night. But I was here tonight to put right a wrong. And I came in this ring more determined than I've ever came before.
Now, if ever a fight screamed out for a rematch, it was Abraham versus Miranda.
It really does. You know.
The first fight was chaos, a broken jaw, blood, fouls, controversy, but Arthur Abraham survived and kept his belt. 2 years later, there would be no survival, no controversy. This time, it was personal.
When you're fighting a man you couldn't knock out even though he had a broken jaw for 8 rounds, how do you win?
Known for his trash talk, predicted a 9th round knockout and said this time he'll break the other side of Abraham's jaw.
Miranda came out aggressive, determined to impose his will early.
Still astonished that Miranda couldn't drop Abraham in his horrible condition. Right hand by Miranda. Here in the early going segment. Oh, big right hand on the jaw by Abraham. That was his...
And would give away a few of these early rounds.
And Miranda's parading around the ring. Here we go again.
In round 4, Abraham cracked Miranda with a sharp right hand.
Right hand, and it was a left hook. That's the 4th time. Miranda's down, make it number 5 now.
And this one.
Hey! Let's go! Pavlik put him down 2 times in the 6th. He's down 2 times here. He's down for a 3rd time, and it's over!
Arthur Abraham scored a brutal knockout, erasing the controversy of the first fight and leaving no doubt who the better man was.
He is the winner by way of technical knockout and still undefeated King.
Tony Bellew and Adonis Stevenson almost came to blows at the weigh-in for their light heavyweight clash in Quebec tomorrow night.
Adonis Stevenson had taken the light heavyweight division by storm. He seized the WBC title with a first-round knockout of Chad Dawson and followed it by dismantling Tavoris Cloud. Now, he was back home in Quebec, looking to make another statement. Tony Bellew was the mandatory challenger, tough, determined, and carrying the scars of a previous title defeat. He came in believing he could box his way to an upset.
Everybody's done their part. The rest is down to me. On 30th of November, I'll come here and I'll walk away with them 2 belts. That's all that matters.
For a few rounds, Bellew tried to stick to the plan.
Stevenson feels the exact same way.
Well, certainly Bellew has gone the 12-round distance.
Man Powers right there with Baby Stewart like that.
He stayed on the outside, moved, picked his spots.
Now he's starting to put some punches together.
He's on the hook.
4 solid ones in this round. There's
to the bottom with a beautiful left hand.
By round 6, the walls closed in. Stevenson unleashed a crushing left hand that rocked Bellew to his core.
And not follow him around so he can do that with the left hand. And knockdown number 1, Roy.
Sees me, made him to go to the left side.
Moments later, another barrage sent him crashing down, and the referee waved it off.
Now he's tasted the canvas, and he's going to get it stopped.
Adonis Stevenson retained his crown with another brutal knockout, and the division had its most dangerous champion firmly established.
Congratulations. What did you just tell me a second ago?
He's a midget. He's a midget. I remember that. He's a midget.
You are David Price, the knockout king of the heavyweight division, and I've got faith in you. My mate Dave thinks you're going to be the next world heavyweight champion.
I put a grand on it and I don't gamble.
Alexander Povetkin was hunting another shot at the world title. A former champion with only 1 blemish on his record, he entered the ring knowing that a win would push him back into mandatory position.
He's the favourite, but every dog has it today, and there's no reason why this can't be my night.
David Price was fighting for redemption, a towering puncher with the physical tools to cause trouble, but carrying a reputation for vulnerability that had haunted his biggest nights.
I'm not supposed to win this fight. That's why Povetkin had picked me as the opponent, but as soon as this fight was announced, I had a feeling that something was going to start going my way, and Saturday night is where it's going to start.
From the opening bell, Price fought cautiously behind his jab.
To tell. Pouring with the jab, David Price, not funning it home as he did when he was British and Common. They love the upset win, and that was a good shot from Price. And again a right hand, and he just hurts Povetkin.
In round 3, a sharp left hook dropped Price hard.
This is a shootout. It will get really fascinating, but Povetkin. He banged the canvas. The legs are shaky. He was really annoyed.
But in round 5, reality crashed down.
For the big boys, and Povetkin with a right hand and a left hook lays out David Price.
The referee waved it off instantly. It was brutal, it was decisive, and it sent Alexander Povetkin straight back into the world title picture.
Before how you did in that fight, would you have the Yeah. If I won the box well, innit, I just got battered.
Larry Holmes, the heavyweight champion of the world. This Friday, he'll defend his title for the 18th time when he fights Marvis Frazier.
Is it young Frazier fighting for himself, or is he fighting for his father, Smokin' Joe?
Larry Holmes stood at the top of the heavyweight mountain, undefeated, dominant, and carrying the WBC world title. He entered the ring looking to add another defense to his legacy.
There's only one champion, and I pay my dues to become number 1, and I sacrificed and I suffered.
Marvis Frazier came in unbeaten but raw. The son of Joe Frazier, he was talented, but with just 10 pro fights, many wondered if he was ready for this stage.
I only see you, Larry Holmes, as another gentleman in the ring, and I don't underestimate him, but I don't fear him.
They got their answer quickly. Holmes took control from the opening bell.
Just look at this for a show-off at the start then by Marvis Frazier, trying to show contempt for Holmes. I would suspect that those trunks that Frazier's wearing were his father's.
A vicious right hand dropped Frazier to the canvas.
Oh! The long right hand.
There it is, he's measuring it as he's playing. The full length of the arm before he tagged the replays, the long right hand, you'd really...
He got up, but the ending was inevitable.
Here he comes with the next punch.
Holmes unleashed a brutal barrage, trapping him against the ropes with no escape. In under 3 minutes, it was over.
Trouble there. Will he get over this first round? The gun shield comes flying out. Mills Lane, the referee, hopefully giving him every chance, but it's all one way now, and he stopped it in the opening round.
Holmes retained his crown with a ruthless first-round stoppage and reminded the division why he was still the man to beat.
I'm right now. I'm in my prime of my life, and the kid ain't ready, and he wasn't ready, and I'm just glad that I heard him.
I think that helps me in the sense of having a lot of criticism, because it helps motivate me, because it wants me to prove them wrong. I'm always proving them wrong, and they're getting paid $12 an hour. I'm getting paid millions.
Lennox Lewis was on a mission. After regaining the WBC heavyweight title, he was determined to erase any doubt about who ruled the division.
And what does making a statement mean with a Briggs fight? More than winning? Have to look spectacular?
Just demolishing him. It's going after him and taking him out as quickly as possible.
You know, I was once a homeless kid, lived on the streets of Brooklyn, and I just knew that I wanted something better for my life, and I wanted to become something.
Shannon Briggs came in with momentum and controversy. He had edged out a disputed decision over George Foreman and carried the lineal title into the ring.
Going through it, the whole phase, knowing that I could fight a legend, you know, and that's why I feel good about this fight, because Lennox isn't a legend. You know, I feel finally I'm fighting a normal guy.
You said this week that we're going to see the animal in you, and you're going to leave your brain in the dressing room. Now, what did you mean? Is that a clue about your strategy for this fight?
Oh yeah, I just feel like, you know, a lot of people have disrespected me and not giving me a chance, and I feel very I'm pretty much mad about that, so I'm just going to take it out, you know, bring the fight to him Saturday night. Whatever I have to do to win, I'm going to do it.
Briggs answered some of those questions early. In the first 2 rounds, he rocked Lewis with heavy right hands, threatening to flip the fight on its head.
There, Briggs.
Hurt Lewis, George, more than we could see from
Lewis is wobbly as Briggs chases him across the ring, and Lewis holds on.
But Lewis showed why he was champion.
Right hand over the top. He said it didn't hurt, but it did hurt Briggs.
In the 4th round, Lewis dropped Briggs hard.
It's a tick in Shannon Briggs' favor.
Yeah, but Briggs has been taking some big shots.
With his own left hook. And another right hand. Rule in effect. But 2 knockdowns in the round.
In the 5th, he did it twice more.
Now, when you have an opponent like Briggs, Lewis feinting by looking to the body while he fired up. Briggs will not get up from that. Well, 6. He proves me wrong. 7. Proves me wrong. 8.
Well, if you're in New York tonight, you can be proud. You know, this guy's shown, hey, I'm just not. He slipped down that time.
And that's all. Absorbed too much punishment. Lewis showing there his capability of throwing punches and bunches.
It wasn't just a title defense. It was a statement. Lennox Lewis was no longer just chasing greatness. He was starting to seize it.
Guy, you know, Brooklyn, Brownsville. You know, this is how we do it over here. You know, he was giving me all that. I said, all right, don't worry. Let's get in the ring and see if he's still up the mountain.